The 7th anniversary after party is coming, and I think we're about to get even more from the Goku and Rivals theme. Hey, Dreamy here, and today I'll be diving into my 7th anniversary after party predictions. If part 3 was an explosive finale, then the after party is where Legends sets up its next meta-defining wave. And I've got some bold predictions, some obvious, and some you won't see coming. LF predictions. Let's get the title character out of the way. LF SSJ4 Vegeta is probably one of the most requested units I've seen from the 7th anniversary. I think some people were definitely disappointed when he didn't drop for any part in the official anniversary, but many were quick to place him in the running for the upcoming after party. He fits with the Goku and Rivals theme, which was, retroactively, made to be the 7th anniversary theme. With the Super Saiyan 4 transformation, Vegeta puts himself back on Goku's level at that point in the story. Not to mention the fact that we only have one standalone Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, this guy right here, compared to the 3 standalone Super Saiyan 4 Gokus, which I guess we'll take a look at. Just give me a second. It's a pretty quick check here, but it's only to prove a point, really. You can see how there's only one Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and there are technically, well, 1, 2, 3 Super Saiyan 4 Gokus from GT, and 1 from Daima. But, I mean, like, we can't really count that now, can we? And we also have the Goku and Vegeta tag unit, but, you know, it's not really important here. At least not for this part of the video. And so yeah, I mean, like, with only one Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta in the game, the after party is just the perfect time to slide in missed character representation like what we see from a character like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I think he should be built as a red or purple offensive unit. Or, this may be a bit weird to request, but imagine if Vegeta was a permanent reverse purple unit, where he would be strong against yellow, but weak against green. Would definitely, I think, move Ultra Frieza forward in the meta, which I don't really want. So that's why I'm kind of suggesting him to be a red unit or a purple unit, just pick either or. But yeah, I definitely want it to be an offensive unit either way. Probably a range type, because that's the same type that he is right now. It just fits the character very well. And I think the character should really lean to offense, similar to Ultra Full Power Frieza. It makes the character more fine-tuned for one specific purpose, so he'll be good in the meta without being a straight-up toxic unit. And that means everyone will love him on release, even if that means he'll probably age out relatively quickly. Endurance for that character I feel like wouldn't be mandatory, but it's fine if he has it, right? You know, if he doesnent have it, he'll be a lot like Kaioken Goku from part 2 of the 7th anniversary, but if he did, it would move him more up to like Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta or NUI Goku levels of survivability. And yeah, I mean, like, even if he has endurance, even if he doesn't have buff cancel, right? I think that would still work for the character, because I would like for him to actually be a largely offensive unit. A final flash for an ult that's followed up with a final shine attack for the LF would be sick. And as a secondary, somewhat wild card pick, I'm thinking that we're going to see an LF Vegeta from the Android saga from the first time he actually turned into a Super Saiyan. It's about damn time we got proper representation for the first time Vegeta goes Super Saiyan with this scene, like I said before. And if we're not going to see that as an Ultra first, I honestly wouldn't mind seeing him as an LF instead, with the 7th anniversary after party. He fits with the Goku and Rivals theme the same way the Super Saiyan 4 version of the character does. And so far we only have one version of Super Saiyan Vegeta specifically from this saga, compared to the 4 versions of the same character from the saga right after. I think he should also be built as a red or purple unit, just as a defense type, just like his predecessor right here from basically the OG era of the game. The character should have consistent healing, with a strong, maybe even repeatable 50% disrupt. Endurance and buff cancel would be the bare minimum for this guy, especially if he's a defensive unit. With a more defensive leaning, Super Saiyan Vegeta will probably age much better in the long term. The LF would obviously be the Big Bang attack, and they can save the Photon Bomber for a special move. Yeah, I mean, like, these are pretty dope character concepts, right? But it wouldn't be a proper after party without some surprises outside the banners themselves. Free-to-play unit predictions. I think the free-to-play unit predictions should at least somewhat line up with my LF predictions, so free-to-play Super Saiyan Goku would work best here. If it's the Goku and Rivals theme, yada yada yada. I feel like if the devs don't want to add another Super Saiyan 4 Goku to the game, they could make an event where we could get this OG Super Saiyan 4 Goku Z-Power for free. Or, if they're feeling generous, LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku Z-Power for free. They did this with LF Go 10 in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did this again. I actually think that would be really great and would actually put a good impression on the players. This side of the predictions are definitely pretty dry though, to be honest, that's about it. Because beyond introducing an event-exclusive unit for the after party, strengthening existing units is arguably even more important. Zenkai predictions. For the Zenkais, I'll line them up with the LF as well. First, we're going back to this man. This man I just think is in desperate need of one. He was put in a poll a couple of years ago, I think, for a future Zenkai, right? And I'm pretty sure he lost to a Spirit Bomb absorbed Goku, which is why he already has a Zenkai, meanwhile, this version of Vegeta doesn't. I think giving this OG version of Vegeta a Zenkai now would just be perfect. A modern Zenkai means better effects compared to the units who were released at roughly the same time but got a Zenkai earlier. I think, him getting extra ki, hand protection, and maybe even a special move drawing with his main ability would be perfect. And I think for the special move itself, it should actually have like a higher damage buff, not just 20+% to strike damage received, but also, 25% to damage received for 15 timer counts would actually be pretty good. This obviously needs to be buffed to massive, and more importantly, I think he needs to actually get a special move buff, maybe even like plus 30%, plus 40% would be really, really good for the character. And, I think if they wanted to be a bit wild with the character, imagine if the green card actually buffed the special move, right, kind of boosted it, so that the blue card would then inflict like endurance penetration, or buff cancel, or Dragon Ball destruction. It would move up the character in a big way when it comes to their standing in the meta. And in strong relation to Super Saiyan Vegeta, I think this man's Zenkai would actually be super interesting. To this day, he's the only unit in the game who inflicts bleed on himself. But as a plus though, his cards are obviously cheaper, and he has an easy access to card draw speed as a very old unit. For a Zenkai, I think permanent minus 15% to all arts cost and +1 to card draw speed for him would be dope. His green card I think should also give him ki, draw a full hand, because why not, give him hand protection, and most importantly, cover null. I wouldn't even mind if he got like 6 or 7 counts instead of the usual 5. They should still keep the self-damaging effect here though, because that's what makes the character unique, and I think with these hyper-offensive buffs, I think it would make the character a lot more balanced. But we're not done yet. There's still some tools that could turn currently mid-tier units back into the monsters they were in their prime. Unique or Platinum Equipment predictions. I think it's also about damn time Ultra Super Saiyan Goku, the original free-to-play one, got a Platinum Equipment. He works as an extra ingredient for Frieza Saga, which received a plethora of buffs from Part 3 of the 7th anniversary, as we're aware, and this man is just in desperate need of the help. More specifically, I think he needs flat buffs to all his stats, so extra attack, extra damage guard, and extra damage inflicted, and from there I think he needs to get cover null, either from from entry, which I guess can still be attached to the Platinum Equipment, or on his green card, or even both, why not? Especially if the duration is actually fairly short. I think his green card should also inflict no switching and buff his card draw speed. Because, drawing cards and increasing enemy damage received just nowadays isn't really enough to kind of compete with the meta. So having no switching for 3 counts even makes him very much like Ultra Super Saiyan Goku, like the new summonable one. So, why not, right? And then with extra card draw speed, when you get these 2 cards and use them up, you'll still have some cards in your hand to use later. And I think his special move or ultimate arts, even for first activation, should actually make him temporarily type neutral. To make things come full circle with Part 1 of the anniversary, I think OG LF Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta should get a unique equipment. He should get hand and ki protection on entry, which is an effect that he doesn't have even with his Zenkai, on top of drawing a green card when he lands a special move, or drawing a special move when he uses a green card. I love to have that additional synergy. And what's a shame here is that we can't really make this uncancelable, or make this effect uncancelable, I think it's a shame that we can't really make his type neutral or endurance penetration uncancelable, because he's already gone through his Zenkai, and it's not like a unique equipment is actually going to grant him that effect. So I really want to see him have a bit more synergy when it comes to his cards, and more importantly, him gaining access to the cards that actually allow him to do more damage beyond his usual snowballing effect, but then to also make him a bit more threatening. With his entry effect, if he actually gets hand and ki protection and cover null, I think he actually really needs cover null when he enters the battlefield, it would really help him actually become a much stronger unit, and one more daunting and more scary to just go up against. A lot more intimidating, to the point where players are more likely to switch out their characters when they're receiving damage from Vegeta. So, between the new units, Zenkais, and buffs from special equipment, there's a clear direction, but is it the right one? Final thoughts. If Legends wants to end the anniversary strong, these after-party picks could do the job. But they have to stick the landing. What do you agree with in this video? let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to feature it in a future video. I'll feature any original ideas as well, more so actually. I'd actually appreciate original ideas a lot more. If you want to see the mistakes of the 7th anniversary, you can check the video on your left, and if you want to see the current Ultra ranking and Legends from worst to best, you can find that video on your right. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Bye, thanks for watching, never stay perfect, always get better. Peace.